Hello there. Now that one did make my side split. They're still aching now, but at least it shows the Labour Party leader has a sense of humour. Now, if you haven't already done so, please do subscribe. Click the little bell, select all, and then like and comment below. We're always told that the Labour Party leader, Sir Keir Starmer, is a bit of a dry and humourless chap in public, but is a bit of a hoot in private. Or is that just a way of trying to humanise a robot? Anyway, some of that supposed fun is due to trip out today, says the press, when he presents his vision for our nation later on. And that piece of fun is a set-piece joke where he is due to say that if it wins the next general election, Labour will not get its big government chequebook out again because the country cannot spend its way out of trouble. Oh dear, still makes me laugh. There is no way that he will be allowed by his communist inner party and his union backers to do anything but open the chequebook for huge public sector pay rises and more money to prop up every failing system in anything the government touches. He'll have to open the chequebook to buy up even more hotels than the current con-socialists are. Then he'll have to open the chequebook wider to buy up all the houses to move all the hotel dwellers into. But it's not just this one joke. Oh no, he's also due to come out with another one. He wants a robust private sector. Oh my aching sides. Well, the whole Labour ethos is built on having a constant struggle with the private sector by taxing it into a bloodless corpse while obscenely bloating the public sector. The Labour Party frowns upon profit, and private ownership of just about anything is a very dirty concept to them. Except for things like the multiple houses, private healthcare and schools that the party bigwigs might avail themselves of. 'Twas ever thus amongst champagne socialists. So I assume as ever he'll promise to mend everything. Every aspiring Prime Minister says that, except the one that truthfully told us all that all he could offer was blood, toil, tears and sweat. But Starmer will give us his promises, but we're told he will end it with, "Let me be clear. None of this should be taken as code for Labour getting its big government chequebook out again. Of course, investment is required. I can see the damage the Tories have done to our public services as plainly as anyone. But we won't be able to spend our way out of their mess. It's not as easy as that." And then he'll say how friendly Labour will be to business. There is no substitute for a robust private sector creating wealth in every community. A new approach to the power of government, more strategic, more relaxed about bringing in the expertise of public and private, business and union, town and city, using that partnership to drive our country forward. So no getting the big corporate UK PLC chequebook out then, except for investment. Why do they always label tax, borrow and spend as investment, when it generally means getting a quid's worth of value for every 10 quid spent? And if he wants to be nice to business to get the UK economy back on its feet, then he's going to have to take the government's grubby, sticky mitts out of the bank balances of business and the pension funds of workers. The trouble is, though, that governments, especially Labour ones, are always searching around for untapped pots of money built up by the prudent so it can be seized and spent by the wastrels. Business is not viewed by Labour as a boon to the country. It is seen as a necessary evil to make the money they so desperately need to rebuild the country the communist way. They want businesses to work and make the profit that government can then strip away. After all, as communists, they want everyone to work extremely hard, but only take out what they absolutely need. The reward presumably being the warm glow of a day well spent toiling to ensure the government can micromanage our lives. Or more accurately, ensuring those who run the government can have a very opulent lifestyle on the backs of the masses. Anyway, I'm also not sure how the hard left will take his talk about being more relaxed about bringing in the expertise of public and private, business and union, town and city, using that partnership to drive our country forward. The private sector being brought into the public sector, isn't that political code for privatisation? And being relaxed about privatisation? Not sure that'll go down well with the Labour faithful. Can't see the Corbynista base, that still exists in strength and depth in Labour, can't see them being impressed with this. And the rest of us should also be worried. The last time Labour did these sorts of partnerships, we ended up with PFI hospitals. Remember those extremely expensive PFI hospitals? So on hearing this, there will no doubt be some business people gearing up to get their fingers into the pie, because they know how good the public sector is at driving hard-nosed business contracts with the private sector. I.e., they know it isn't any good at that. So Keir Starmer can say the words to get into number 10, but it is we, the voters and taxpayers, that will have to wear the consequences. And just think of all those things the Labour Party are likely to fully invest in. As much money as possible will be invested in foreign aid. Money will be drained from private enterprise, with new laws forced to make them invest in all things woke. Much more money will be invested to ensure the uninterrupted and probably increased numbers availing themselves of the English Channel red carpet are extremely well looked after. And part of that money will be invested in fully converting the border force into a mere hotel reception service. And money will not be invested in the armed forces. They'll just get the same old cuts they've got used to and be asked, or told, to do more with less. Money will be invested in making sure those that work in the public sector are as unrepresentative of the population as they can make them. And it won't be long until the Labour front benches start heeding their backbenches, who constantly squeal about wealth taxes and the like. At the end of the day, unless there's a political sea change, we'll end up with a red government that's like this blue government, but worse. They are both on the same trajectory of destroying the UK. So why is it that the UK electorate doesn't vote for something new and different, something that wants the UK and its people to succeed? And finally, when subscribing, please don't forget to press that little bell and also select the all option, or you won't get any notifications when I publish a new video. And thank you all so much for taking the time to watch the show.